What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and what you should be looking after for the future. I'm also going to do some in-depth technical analysis and give you guys my price prediction for tomorrow based off what the charts are showing and based off what the data is suggesting. I'm also going to break down what the data is showing for Tesla, what's going on in China that's very important for Tesla, what an important investor said about Tesla as well, and what Elon Musk, the man, the myth, the legend Elon Musk put on his Twitter page, which is very important news for Tesla as well. And before I break anything down, before I talk about Elon Musk and Tesla's share price, I do have to mention a couple of things before starting real quick. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Don't take any of this as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed 12 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And you could always sell these 12 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some Tesla shares for free. It's a limited time offer. The offer ends today, so please check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, I want to say one last thing, and that is I am recording this video in a different location, guys, so I apologize if the microphone quality is not the best. I really am sorry for that. I will do what I can to improve it, but I really want to still continue to provide data and content for you on these days when I'm away. So it's just once or twice a week when this happens. I'm still going to record the video anyways, so I do apologize if there is a little bit noise in the background or just weird sounds here and there. I'm still going to do this anyways because I really want to provide content for you guys. So anyways, Tesla was down 0.75% for the day, a little bit green in the after hours, but overall red today. Now, what's going on with Tesla's share price? Well, this thing did push up into open, like I said. We actually dropped down, got a nice bounce, but we didn't actually push to the green like I thought we would. I did think we could close above 280 today. We ended up closing at 275, just a little bit in the red. Now, one of the reasons that this did end up happening was because of manipulation, but it's also because of the fact that the whole market is not holding up as well as it did look like it could have yesterday. So overall, manipulation did play a role, and also the fact that Tesla isn't holding up as strong as it could have, and the bears are just really attacking and gaining the edge right now. The bulls tried really hard. They really wanted us to bounce today, but it did not end up working out. So let me actually show you guys the data. Right now, if you look at Tesla, we have a lot of price action around that 273 range. That's a very key zone. There's actually high volume around there intraday. And we're seeing lots of buy ratings right over here from big banks out there. So it's a very good signal, but that doesn't mean that we're at the complete bottom yet for Tesla, just because there are lots of big banks getting ready to buy. There is still some room for downside in my honest opinion. Now look at the correlation between Tesla and SPY. The blue line would be SPY, the white line would be Tesla, and you can see they're very similar. And right here where my cursor is, they're both coming down very, very similarly. And we can see right here, there's a big increase in the price pairs percentage. So this essentially shows that Tesla is becoming a little bit more volatile than before relative to SPY. And I do see this actually pushing up a bit as time goes on. So maybe volatility is going to improve a little bit for Tesla, but overall, the trend is still kind of like continuing in this direction. So the trend still looks bearish. We aren't dropping as hard after we bounced off that 271, but it still looks like we are going to continue to drop down if the whole market were to do this. Now the market is becoming more fearful, and I want to actually talk about the manipulation I saw today on SPY and how this actually affected Tesla. So let me actually pull up a very, very simple indicator out there known as the VWAP. If you don't know how this works, it's the volume weighted average price. And what it essentially does is it's a technical indicator that uses intraday charts that resets the start of every trading session. And it uses not just the price, but also the volume when it comes to the prices it is looking at. And when you account for these things, right? When you account for that, this is what institutions use when they trade. They'll often have these moments where they manipulate stocks by pushing them all the way up to that VWAP level, then they reject it off that completely. And you guys could see how clear this was going into today. So we did push above it temporarily, got a big drop below it. We tried to push above it, but look at this wick right here. You guys can see right here, the wicks just barely go above it. We come crashing down below that. And over time, look at the very end of the day. And this did affect Tesla. This is why Tesla did get that big push to the downside near the end of the day. The SPY is down 0.76%, very close to how down SPY was. But look at this. SPY pushes up. We touch VWAP, get rejected. We try again, double touch. Big drop after that. They rug pull us for the last 15 minutes of the day. Really, really hard. bringing SPY all the way down to that 395. And it honestly looks pretty bearish from here, guys. I do have to note that we did not hold 396 on SPY. So SPY is most likely going to come all the way down to 390 very, very soon. And it looks a lot more bearish than bullish. Very, very bearish in my honest opinion. I mean, I'm not trying to exaggerate when saying that, but it does look like 390 is coming very soon on SPY. And if you look at the trend right now, I mentioned this yesterday, the 13 EMA on SPY is coming down hard. It's obviously going to come down harder than the 48 EMA. We're below the 200 EMA, which is looking bearish. The trend is obviously still bearish after this rising wedge was forming. So it looks like we're going to get a 1348 EMA across the downside. SPY is going to continue to come down, in my honest opinion. Now, this doesn't mean every day has to be red. What this does mean is the trend is bearish overall. And I'm talking about SPY because look at the correlation between SPY and Tesla. Let me hide these drawings real quick. If you look at Tesla on the daily, all right, Tesla was pushing up and up and up and starting to curl just like SPY. Look at the 1348 EMA crossover. We're below. We're very, very close to being we're actually below, the 200 EMA now on the daily, and the 13 EMA is starting to curl on Tesla. This is looking bearish as well. We could get another 1348 EMA cross for Tesla, causing it to drop even more. And other indicators, if I actually bring up my MACD, my RSI, and other things like that, we could see the volume is just okay. It's not looking that good. We did get a crossover right here from the signal line and the MACD. We're seeing lots of bearish momentum from here. So it is pushing down right here. RSI is coming down, not completely oversold yet, but it is still showing that Tesla is lacking the strength as relative to before, and it is coming down once again. So overall, the trend is bearish. Like I said, I did want us to have a bit of a bounce today. I did think it was possible. We should have gotten it, in my honest opinion. The Tesla really wanted to bounce. You guys can see right here. I wanted to push up from here, but because SPY dumped so hard at the very end of the day, Tesla got dragged down with it. We would have been in a pretty good position. We could have even closed green from this trend. It just didn't work out, and I know the market is just very manipulated. Lots of things like this happen. It is what it is. And as a result of this, I'm going to be as honest as possible. The trend is still looking pretty bearish from here. Right here, it's still coming down. So I do see a continuation of this to come relatively soon. So what am I predicting for tomorrow? Right now, I do think that we have this very similar trend where we basically push up into open, then we get basically rug pulled throughout the whole day. We bleed, and then we get a slight push near the very end of the day, followed by maybe like a last 10-minute sell-off or like something like that. So I do think we're going to see a continuation of this for tomorrow. Tomorrow, going into open, I think Tesla's going to push all the way up to about that 280 range, but today we could not hold it very well. We barely went up to like 281, then we got rejected. Then we're going to come down. And I see this thing actually coming down lower again. And throughout the day, I think Tesla's going to basically trade sideways and kind of come down. I think Tesla's going to come down to that 270 to 272 range, and we're going to try to hold 270. I see that being a very key zone for Tesla. I really believe we're going to try to bounce around this range. And if we can't hold it, then 265 is on the table. Now, I don't want to be super bearish just yet. I think we could get a bounce off that near the end of the day. I wouldn't be surprised if near the end of the day we actually push to about that maybe high 270 level, 275, 276, get another rejection, and we end up closing kind of red again. It's going to be very close. I mean, it can really close either direction depending on what the market makers and institutions are trying to do. But I still anticipate a potential red close. I think it's a little bit more likely because of how SPY is performing. So we could close, I would say, around that 272, 273 level. That's so far what the trend is showing us. But once again, close could be very, very unpredictable. It depends on what on earth the market makers and institutions are doing. But so far, this is what the trend is essentially showing us. You can see we're just downtrending from here, and Tesla is looking more bearish than bullish for now. We also have a gap around that 259 level. It was actually very far back, and I actually found it by just looking at an adjusted chart. So this chart doesn't show it as well, but there is going to be a gap fill here, most likely that may come later. If Tesla does drop below 270, in my opinion, and we actually hold below that, then that is what could end up happening. Now, as far as the market goes, I do see SPY heading towards 390 because if you think about it, we ended up dropping below 396. So 390 is most likely on the table. And this coming down will actually affect Tesla as well. I really hate to say that, but that is what it appears to be looking like. As far as the options data looks for Tesla, we could see that there's kind of almost like a balance between puts and calls, just a little bit more calls that actually exist. And we appear to be seeing way more puts in the money than calls in the money. And I do anticipate the market makers to continue to do this. With max pain being at 285, we're most likely not going to actually close around here on Friday. We're going to close lower than 285. This is what this suggests. And it's looking like we're going to continue to see more of a sell-off going into the later days of the week. And I don't think it's going to be like a crazy 5-10% sell off for tomorrow and the day after, but I do see some more red to come quite slowly. Now, there is something very important I have to talk to everyone about, and that's this right here. I apologize if this ad is kind of in the way, but right here on ABC News, millions of new virus lockdowns as China keeps strict policy. So we're seeing another increase in the lockdowns that are going on in China, and I want to actually talk about something important involving this. So this is actually happening in a province in China that's actually, it's far, but also not extremely far from Shanghai. So let me show you the map right here. There's a province up here that's actually not super far from Beijing. And this province right here is actually around this region right here. So this is where the lockdowns are happening. And Shanghai's down here. So I'm talking about this because Shanghai is far away, but as long as this continues, there is a risk that we could see the virus spread to this major area that's so populated. So if that does end up happening, that's not going to be a good sign for Tesla and the overall market, because this could lead to more shutdowns, more lockdowns, right? But as of right now, it's mainly just this region right here. Another big city is like, the region is like particularly like right here. Shanghai is pretty far from it. I really hope this does not spread into Shanghai, but if that does happen, it will be something that could affect Tesla, their deliveries, and so on and so forth. So I'm not trying to like cause you to panic. So far, it has not affected Tesla's production just yet, but it is something to keep in your mind and be prepared for, because this is something very serious. And as far as Tesla goes, I kept my same prediction. Right, I see Tesla and the overall market taking a big hit going into FOMC, and after FOMC, I do believe we should get a bounce, and I still stand by that. But the only thing that could change that, the thing that, in my opinion, that would really change that would be some external factor that affects the market. And that could be some kind of like lockdown, some kind of natural disaster or a war that spreads, things like that. And right now, I'm not seeing it happening just yet, but it is a possibility. And it's becoming a little bit more likely considering that we are seeing this happening right now. So once again, it's not affecting Shanghai just yet. If it did, it will affect the Gigafactory for Tesla. I'm very hopeful this does not end up spreading to Shanghai. I hope the lockdowns don't happen there. As of right now, I'm optimistic, so I wish the best for everyone in Shanghai. I wish the best for the people there and also Tesla. And I also have a big piece of news. So I'm going to actually explain more about this in a later video, but right now we're seeing lots of demand in Europe, guys. So much demand for Teslas across Berlin. The Giga Berlin is doing very well. And a Wall Street analyst actually visited it, and he happened to be there around the time that Elon Musk was there. And they were very excited. They were actually super interested in what the developments were showing. And this made people very bullish, not just bullish for their production means, but also because there's extremely high demand now. We're seeing a big spike in demand for all of these Teslas, and also in the US as well. So as demand keeps on growing, the EV sector is just getting bigger and bigger, and it's spreading to different industries as well, increasing competition and increasing the odds of better capabilities and improvements. So with that said, I mean, that's a very good piece of news. I want to talk about something else Elon Musk said involving this. Elon Musk just tweeted that he spent the day walking around the entire Giga Berlin production line. The team is doing excellent work. So in this video, I wanted to give a very big shout out to everyone that's working in Giga Berlin. They're doing amazing work. Elon Musk is proud of them, and they are pushing very hard to get those deliveries up, because this will improve Tesla not just fundamentally, it will improve their numbers, their profits, and the circumstances for investors all over the world. With that said and done, thank you all so much for listening. I mean, overall, the market is just not doing as well as people would like, but this is why it's very important to hedge and do what you have to do, what you deem is best. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I wish the best for all of you. I apologize about the mic if it's making weird noise, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Tesla to the moon, because the long-term future is still incredibly bright, and peace out.